Hi Scorpio, welcome to your love reading for July 2017. This month I'm working with 2 decks, but I'm also going to pull some cards from the Psychic Tarot for the heart. I have also started to send general weekly love readings. These readings are only sent by email. You cannot find them on YouTube. You have to subscribe to my newsletter. You can send an email to news@channeledguidance.com. You can also find the link on my website at channeledguidance.com. Okay, so let's go ahead and start your reading. This is the love reading for the sign of Scorpio for July 2017. You have the 5 of Swords, you have the Page of Cups, the 3 of Swords, the King of Cups, the Page of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles, the 3 of Wands, the 5 of Cups, and the Queen of Swords. Okay, so the card at the bottom of the deck is going to represent the main energy around your love life for July, and you have the Devil. Okay, so the Devil can be kind of a red flag. This can represent an unhealthy relationship, a lot of arguing, negative thoughts, negative behavior patterns. We will see how this ties in with the reading. I will tell you this, that I've had trouble doing this reading. A lot of strange things have happened. I don't know, I feel like that's part of the message. I even mentioned it in the very last reading. I had some cards when I was properly shuffling that they were all in you had a lot of cards in reverse, and I don't work with reversals. And you had a lot of challenging cards in that reading, in another reading, and now you have the Devil come up for you. I feel like there's something strange going on that you need to look at. For some of you, this could be it's time to move away from a toxic relationship. It's not going to be for everyone, but I feel like something weird is going on with your love life. So let's take it one row at a time and kind of see, what they're trying to tell you here. So the top row here, you have the 5 of Swords, you have the Page of Cups, and the 5 of Swords. Sorry, the 3 of Swords. So let's just bring them up here and look at them up close. Okay, so to me, the 3 of Swords here, this usually represents either a breakup, a divorce, some type of heartache. Somebody has broken your heart. It could also represent that there's just a lot of fighting that's, kind of really hurting you. Now, you do have the 5 of Swords as well, and it is the first card. I always feel like the first card kind of sets the theme for the rest of the reading. And I see that, kind of looking at the other cards, I do see some confirmations. The 5 of Swords, this can represent 2 things. This can represent that someone around you is not who you think they are. This can be someone that's kind of sabotaging your relationship. And yes, it can be someone, outside the relationship, like a third party that's trying to come between you and your partner. But it could also be your partner. Remember that the main energy is the Devil. So there can be some, unhealthy habits, whether there's abuse or there's a lot of negativity, a lot of arguing. That is the energy of the 5 of Swords. This is an energy that is no good for you. This is someone that is kind of like a hidden enemy. But I feel like it's in the context of that this person, there really is someone else who's better for you. This is not going to apply to everyone, but this card does represent often having to make the right decision. And this comes up when there's a decision that you're making or about to make, where if you choose the wrong decision, this will come back and haunt you. Looking at this reading, this is the way I pulled the cards. No, sorry. This is the way I pulled the cards. For some of you, I feel like there's someone here. This is the Page of Cups. This is somebody offering you a relationship. This is either somebody new, where Spirit is saying, like, no, there's heartache around this person. This person may bring something into your life that you will regret bringing into your life. Or if this person is your significant other, there could be something going on that could lead to heartache. Whether there's a lot of arguing going on, a lot of fighting, perhaps somebody moving out. I feel like there's a need to be careful with the Five of Swords here around relationships in the month of July. Especially those relationships where there are questions. Is this person lying to me? Is there something going on here that I don't see? I feel like you have to look very carefully. You also have the moon in this reading. Or I thought you had the moon in this reading. No, you don't. I think it was one of the other readings, because I've tried to do this reading so many times, and this has been the only reading where this has happened, which is really weird. So I feel like here you have to be careful with new people coming into your life, because there's going to be, I feel like there will be people who come in who are, a healthy match for you, and then there could be people that come into your life who are a disaster, and you have to choose wisely. You also have to choose wisely in existing relationships. Like, is this relationship worth fighting for? Why am I fighting for this relationship? Is it because I know they're the one, or is it because I don't want to be alone? I just feel here, we see the person kind of being dragged away by their hair. I feel like here someone may be refusing to leave, and that's the worst decision that you could be making. That's just what I get from these three cards. Okay, so the next row you have the King of Cups, the Page of Cups, and the Knight of Pentacles. So the King of Cups, that's definitely your energy. Scorpio is a water sign. And you have it next to the Page of Swords. So the Page of Swords, this is, the truth. And that's really kind of important, in the context of everything that I just said, of like having to look at a relationship to see if it is what you think it is, what you wished, what you hoped it would be. With the Page of Swords, this is honest communication, but this is also seeing the truth. What is it that's going on in your relationships that is unhealthy? What is this devil energy? Is it, a lot of arguing? Is it just a downright unhealthy relationship? I feel like there's a need to be honest with someone around you. Now, you do have the Knight of Pentacles. So for some of you, they're telling you that you're moving away from the challenges, but the Knight of Pentacles does mean that you're moving slowly. Slowly you're moving towards your goal. One message that I'm getting just randomly here is for some of you, you could be really disappointed that you're not moving, your relationship is not moving towards a commitment. You're disappointed that you're not moving as quickly as you hoped. And I kind of feel if that's what's happening with you, or he's not committing, or she's not wanting to commit, it's not something that you want to push, especially with this main energy here, where somebody pushed too far, they could run. But the Knight of Pentacles is saying that, you're going to reach your goal, but this is kind of a slow-moving energy. I definitely feel like the truth is important in the month of July, especially where those, where you feel like somebody's not being honest with you, where you have questions about a partner, if they are the right person for you, if there's things going on where you are absolutely fed up, things that are not healthy for you, and you have to be honest with yourself about your significant other, especially if you see some of this, red flag energy from the devil. Okay, so let's move on to the next row. You have the Three of Wands, the Five of Cups, the Queen of Swords. So we see an air sign here. This could be male or female, sun, moon, or rising. There is, again, a challenge here. You have the Five of Cups. This does represent sadness and loss. And for some of you, that could be what is going on in the month of July, that there has been, a really painful breakup. The Five of Cups does mean that there's sadness and you're not able to move on. You're not able to forget somebody. I'm just kind of looking at what's going on right here, right down the center of the reading. So we have the Page of Cups. I'm just looking here because you have two pages lined up. The Page of Cups, the Page of Swords, and the Five of Cups. There could also be some type of communication that is very upsetting. I just feel like if there's a relationship that comes to an end in the month of July, this is something that was not good for you. This is something that was toxic. Again, with the Devil as the main energy. Remember, the Page of Swords is telling you to see the truth. This could be something that you don't want to see. You could feel like, you know, this was the person for me, but the Page of Swords is saying, no, see the truth. And again, be honest with yourself. This is kind of, you know, honest communication from the heart. You also have the Three of Wands here. So this card is telling you to look towards the future. No more looking towards the past. No more looking towards, you know, this energy here where your heart was broken and you've not been able to move on. For some of you, there could be somebody new coming into your life. You have the, you know, a Court card, someone who's an air sign. So this person could be coming in to kind of heal your heart after this energy of the Five of Cups, where you were just devastated and you've not been able to move on. You've not been able to heal or just let it go. Again, there's a message to look towards the future, and then we see an air sign. Okay, let's see what other messages come up for you, because this has been kind of a little bit of a confusing reading. What other message is there for Scorpio for July 2017? The Nine of Cups. That's good. Death. And the Two of Swords. So you do have this really positive message from the Nine of Cups telling you, you know, that what you want will happen. This is the energy of your wishes being granted. This also just represents a lot of happiness. Now, again, I get the message because it's right next to the Three of Swords. For some of you, yes, you know, where there has been a really painful breakup or, you know, a relationship that was moving towards divorce, this can change. This can change for you, seeing the Nine of Cups right next to it. It could be that somebody changes their mind. But again, there's a need to be honest, to get everything out in the open. And especially to kind of cancel out this energy, whatever it is that was bringing negative energy into the relationship. So you have this energy of your wishes being granted, you being really happy, everything working out. You also have the Death card, which is actually really positive because it does mean that you're able to move on. Yes, something has to be let go. This could be, you know, healing from what you have not healed from, the Five of Cups. For some of you, this can be letting someone go from the past, letting them go from your mind and from your heart. Death it does mean, you know, a significant life event for you, like getting married or having a baby or even being in a committed relationship, finding your life partner. I feel, when I said that, I feel like that is a strong message for a lot of you. The need to let go of, because I see heartache all over this reading. You know, I see it in the Five of Cups. I see it in the Three of Swords. I see it in the Five of Swords and in the Devil. I feel like for some of you, what needs to be done is to let go of that pain that you're keeping with you from a past relationship that didn't work out. There's somebody new trying to come into your life, and yes, it could be someone who is an air sign. But I feel, I mean, just looking at these three cards, I feel that, you know, with the Two of Swords, this is really difficult for you. The Two of Swords does mean kind of like an impossible decision, a really difficult decision that you have to make, that you feel that you cannot make that decision. It's something you don't even want to look at. So for some of you, this can be a difficult decision of moving on, leaving a relationship behind. Again, something that is just downright toxic, something that is bringing you down. There is a message in this reading that you should be looking towards the future. Your time to be happy, your time to find that perfect partner that's not going to do this to you, break your heart. That perfect partner will come into your life. The Three of Wands is, you know, a promise that you will have that perfect opportunity for love. And it is lined up right with your energy. So you can either, just looking at the reading like this, you can either, you know, wait for that perfect opportunity. This is your energy. Or you can make the wrong decision with the Five of Swords. You can make that decision that, like I said, this decision will come back and haunt you, and you'll wish that, you know, you hadn't done that, that you hadn't taken them back, that you had left. It's tricky. I feel like there's a lot of messages here, hidden messages. It's a general reading, it's hard to say, but I feel like you have to be careful whether, you know, it's bringing in new people where there's kind of something suspicious going on, or you have to be careful in relationships where you know there's something wrong, and yet, you know, you feel like maybe I should just give them another chance. Maybe they'll change. I feel like this reading is telling you that they may not change. Okay, so let's go ahead and get some more confirmation from this deck. What other messages are there for the sign of Scorpio for July 2017? You have the Page of Cups. So this is a repeating card because you do have that card here. What other messages are there for Scorpio for July 2017? You have the Four of Cups. And the Page of Pentacles. Okay, so at the bottom of this deck you have the World. So the World is telling you that, you know, something has ended. This is something that just naturally has played itself out. So it could be a relationship where things have become, you know, really, really toxic. And it's just because it's time for everyone to just kind of move on to their, you know, to their next cycle, their next lesson, their next relationship. The World does represent, you know, an ending, but also represents a new beginning, just like the Death card that you have here. Okay, so let's take a look at the three cards that I pulled for you. You do have the Page of Cups, and this is a repeating message for you because you do have this message right here. So for some of you, yes, there can be communication. The pages do represent communication, and now you have three in this reading because you also have the Page of Pentacles right here. For some of you, there can be communication from someone from the past. Again, if it's someone from the past where this energy was present, be careful. Use caution when making decisions. So there's a strong energy here of communication, but there's also this energy of rekindling a relationship, whether, you know, it's someone from the past or your existing relationship, especially if it was kind of, you know, moving towards separation, divorce. The Page of Cups can be somebody new or your existing relationship being rekindled. I just feel like they need to be cautious, especially if there is something unhealthy in that relationship. I see that here you have the Four of Cups. So now you have the Four of Cups and the Five of Cups. The Four of Cups does mean that somebody feels unhappy and discontent in a relationship. You know, this is the feeling of, this is being unfulfilled. And it is right next to your energy. Just kind of looking at the three cards that I pulled, just kind of reading them just the way I see them right here, I feel like there could be somebody new that comes into your life. For those who are single, again, you have to be careful because this person came out with this energy of unhappiness. And then with the Page of Pentacles, this is telling you everything that I've been saying over and over in this reading, to be careful. The Page of Pentacles means you have to really kind of study the person, know everything you need to know about them, look at this situation very carefully, look at this person very carefully. In existing relationships, I feel like, you know, if somebody's trying to convince you to stay, maybe if you were moving towards divorce or separation, I feel, again, there's a need to be cautious. There's this energy here of you kind of being unhappy with the Four of Cups, feeling discontent and not really understanding why. You know, you have your energy here, the energy of being unhappy and discontent, and then you have the Page of Swords, which is telling you to be honest with yourself, maybe with that person. There's just a message here to really look at your situation very carefully, study it, see the truth, because I feel that some of you do not want to see the truth with the Two of Swords here. Like, this is something you'd rather not look at. You don't want to acknowledge something that's going on. Okay, so that was heavy, but let's go ahead and move on to the Psychic Tarot for the heart. What messages are there for Scorpio for July 2017. Challenging times. So I'm trying to read these, as an oracle card, not as a tarot. Kind of hard to ignore it, but this is telling you that there could be something challenging happening in the month of July. You have 2 5s, well, 3. Like I said, I'm trying not to read this as a tarot card, but you have the 5 of Cups, and then you started with the 5 of Swords. I feel like there's something that could challenge you. Whether you're single and you could be meeting someone that kind of looks like they could be your ideal partner, but they're not. I feel like you have to be cautious for those who are meeting new people. For those where you are in a relationship, again, I feel like there could be something that rattles you this month. It doesn't mean that everyone's breaking up or divorcing, but it does mean that something could happen where you are just really confused and troubled by something that your partner says or does. It's just something that needs to be faced in the month of July. What other messages are there for Scorpio for July 2017? Coming together. So you do have, for some of you, again, this is a general reading, so don't think just because you have all these challenging messages that for you everything's going to fall apart for you in the month of July. For some of you, you have the 9 of Cups. Your wish is being granted. And then you do have the Page of Cups as a repeating card. So for some of you, you are coming together. You are meeting, a significant partner. It could be your life partner. It could be that you're coming together with someone from the past. But again, there could be something challenging around that, like forgiving them, getting the truth out in the open, how you felt when you broke up. I do feel like there will be some positive things that happen as well in the month of July. What other messages are there for the sign of Scorpio for July 2017? Observe. So this definitely reminds me of the energy of the Page of Pentacles, which is what I was saying. Look at your situation very carefully. Everyone's going to have a completely different situation. Whether you're meeting new people, you're single, you're just getting over somebody, and maybe you get really excited because you meet somebody new and they look like they're just the perfect person. Use caution. Really look at them from all, different angles, just like in this card. Who is this person? Take your time. In existing relationships, really do look at patterns, especially, this energy from the Devil. What is it that is unhealthy? Is it something that can be healed? Is it something that you feel you can get past? How long have you been with this person? I feel like in the month of July, you have a lot of thinking to do. There's something that Spirit wants you to see about your love life or your relationships. And for some of you, you could be making a decision to move in a different direction. Not for everyone. For some of you, you just have to get the truth out. And for some of you, you are working things out. But there is this energy of something challenging. But I feel like there's something just that you have to see about your relationship, about your partner. Okay, Scorpio, this has been your love reading for July 2017. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will speak to you again next month.